gonna go live, but you're gonna have to send me your streaming URL. The only thing is I don't know if you're gonna have a chat replay or a replay, but you'll still be able to go live and have it replayed. And you'll still be able to share your screen and so forth.
Okay.
So do me a favor. Please, show me the screen again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, now send me that URL and the email.
The one that says share. So we click share.
No, the URL up on that page on the site right there. The one in the URL bar, the YouTube bar.
Okay.
Get it straight from the bar, like we copy and paste it up. And send that in an email.
Okay, I'll send it over. I'll just put it on the thread that you sent us yesterday.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Right. And then you can start presenting.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Thank you.
So,
I think we're live.
I think we are live. 1 second.
Hello, anyone out there?
Right. Hello, everyone out there. If you are joining us, we had a few technical difficulties. We're getting them taken care of. So just bear with us for one quick more second, and we will be with you all shortly to start our presentation. Let's see. Okay. All right. All righty. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's see. Hello and welcome to the Kentucky State University chat. If you are there, go ahead and type and introduce yourself in the chat and we'll get started on our presentation. Thank you for joining us today. Hello, welcome to the Kentucky State University presentation. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you would like, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and start our presentation. So my name is Alana Davidson. I'm a recruiter here at Kentucky State University. I'm also a graduate of Kentucky State University, class of 2019. And I'm happy to be sharing this information with you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat. Let me know if I'm moving too fast or if you need me to go over anything again. And then at the end, I will open everything up for questions and answers. So we are the BREDS office. This is the Office of Admissions. So we deal with everything with our students from transcripts to we assign the initial scholarships that you receive by viewing and processing your transcripts. We are the ones who are going to kind of guide you through the process. So anything that you're needing, definitely use the Office of Admissions, the BREDS office, as a resource. So some cool facts about Kentucky State University. We are an HBCU, one of two HBCUs here in Kentucky. There's another one in Louisville that is a private institution. And then we have Kentucky State University that is located in Frankfort, Kentucky. We are a land grant school. So we became a land grant institution in 1890 and our school was founded in 1886. And then we have a really good ratio from student to faculty. So it's about 18-1. That just ensures that we have enough opportunities and enough professors to get you what you need. You're never going to go into a class with hundreds of students. That's just not how we roll. We want to make sure you're getting the full experience and that hands-on education. So we have over 38 undergraduate majors here at Kentucky State University. That's including our 9 graduate programs. In that, we have 2 fully online programs as well. A bachelor's in psychology and a bachelor's in criminal justice. Now, I do like to point out that your courses are fully online, but that does not mean that any clinicals that you would have to do for those majors or any observations would be online. So keep that in mind, but we do offer those courses online. And there are lots of classes that have been actually added to the online spectrum since COVID, but we are back fully operational at 100%. All of our faculty and staff are on campus, as well as our students who chose to come back are here and on the Hill. For a full list of our programs, you can go to kysu.edu and you can go to admissions, the admissions tab, and click on what you would want and navigate from there. So our freshman requirements, we require a 2.5 GPA cumulative unweighted. So that's that unweighted GPA. We are test optional, so you don't have to submit test scores. However, if you are interested in being considered for any scholarships, you would need to submit us those test scores. Okay. And we accept transcripts several different ways. We accept transcripts via Parchment. If you're not familiar with that, it's a website that sends over transcripts, and most high schools do use that service. We accept them through the mail, US Postal, FedEx, whatever, however you want to send it, but it does have to be in that sealed envelope. It has to be unopened. It has to be in the original envelope from your school sent directly to us. So you can put your transcript into another envelope and send it over, and we'll be able to take it that way. And then we also take transcripts via National Student Clearinghouse or via email. Now, a lot of students get confused when we say you can email it. We don't mean you can, we mean your high school counselors or professors counselors or a school official can email it to us. It has to come from a school official. to be considered an official transcript. Now, that's the traditional requirements. Let's move on to our non-traditional requirements. So our non-traditional requirements are a 2.0 GPA, unweighted. Again, we are test optional. So even if you don't meet those traditional requirements, which is that 2.5 GPA, you definitely want to still look into our Excel program and definitely still submit those applications if you have that 2.0 GPA, okay? And then again, we're test optional. So our transfer admissions, we do have two different types of transfer students. So if you fall under the 24 or more transferable credit hours, you have to have a 2.0 GPA from your college and your accredited institution. So if you have that 2.0 GPA, send us those transcripts. If you have that transcript, if you have 24 or more. If you don't have that 24 or more credit hours, so if you have less than 24 credit hours that you are transferring over, you would need to make sure that you're sending not only your college transcripts, but then we would also need those high school transcripts as well. So what that means is you would have to meet the requirements in both areas. You would have to meet in your high school and you would also have to meet in your college GPA as well. We are still test optional, so you do not have to send in any scores, but we would need those two transcripts. All right, so let's get into tuition. Tuition is what we all want to know. That's one of the most important factors when choosing a college. You want to make sure that the college that you're choosing is affordable to you, or that you make it affordable to you by either, gaining scholarships or grants or anything like that. So we have some of the most affordable tuition in the state of Kentucky, as well as on the HBCU circuit. So we have some of the most affordable tuition that you're going to find. Our tuition for in-state students start at $7,700 for the year. Now, when you add in housing, meal plans, you're looking at in fees. So right there is just a general price, that $14,490. But of course, you'll have those fees that get added on. So in-state tuition total for the year comes out to $16,030. That is so affordable, guys. We are making sure that we are accessible. We want to make sure that we provide students with the opportunity to come to a four-year university without necessarily having to go in extreme amounts of debt, right? That's what we want to graduate with the least amount of debt as possible. So Kentucky State University is definitely the way to do that. Our out-of-state tuition, after fees and not taxes, y'all don't pay taxes on school. After fees and all of your meal plan housing, if you're getting a standard housing, the general number right there, it says $18,340, but when you tack on those fees, you're looking at just over $21,000. So still, again, very affordable for our students. We're making sure that both out-of-state and in-state students have the opportunity to attend our illustrious HBCU. So let's get into scholarships, right? We talked about tuition, so let's go ahead and get into the scholarships. We offer several different scholarships at several different levels. So we kind of meet our students where they are. Our highest scholarship that we have is the John Henry Jackson Scholarship. It is for first-time freshmen, 3.5 GPA, 25 on the ACT or higher, or 1,200 on the SAT. And that is not either or. You would have to meet in both of those categories. So you would have to have the 3.5 GPA and the 25 on your ACT. That scholarship, the John Henry Jackson, is a full ride, both in or out of state. So that includes those mandatory fees, that standard housing, that meal plan, for 8 consecutive semesters. So you would have to take your courses in consecutive semesters. Now, I skipped over the books because all of our students get free books. No matter if you have a scholarship or not, you will receive that book scholarship on your account so that your books are free. So that's another perk that you get from coming to Kentucky State University. We also have free laptops. All of our freshmen get free laptops. So once you come here, you start your classes, you get your bill taken care of, you get that free laptop. So that's another incentive that you have that we are offering for students who are attending Kentucky State University. The next scholarship we have on the list is the Trailblazer Gold Scholarship. It's for first-time freshmen as well. It requires a 3.2 GPA, 22 on the ACT, or an 1100 or higher on the SAT. That includes half of your in-state tuition or out-of-state, your mandatory fees, books, and your housing for 8 consecutive semesters. So it's the John Henry Jackson cut in half. Then we have the Trailblazer Green Scholarship, which is for first-time freshmen, only for Kentucky residents. But don't worry, out-of-state students, we have something for you too. So that 3.0 GPA, a 19 on your ACT or a 980 on your SAT, and that covers half of your in-state tuition for 8 consecutive semesters. So that covers your tuition. So you're looking at, you're not looking at the housing or the fees or anything like that, but still a really good scholarship. You want to take advantage of all the scholarships that are available. Look into everything that you fit the requirements for. So out-of-state students, this is for you. We have the Commonwealth Connector Scholarship, which requires the 3.0 GPA, 19 on your ACT or higher, or a 980 SAT, same requirements as the scholarship previously. So you want to make sure the Trailblazer Green Scholarship, you want to make sure that you're looking into this because it covers half of the in-state portion, right? So it would cover that $3,850. It would cover, it would equal that. So it brings you down essentially to in-state tuition rates. So that's something to look into if you are an out-of-state student. Now, the requirement for that one is for surrounding states. So it's for students who are in states that are bordering Kentucky. So you're looking at the Indiana, the Illinois, the Missouri, Ohio, all of those that are touching Kentucky. You're definitely wanting to look into that scholarship. Then we also have the Thoroughbred Achievers Scholarship. That scholarship is for first-time freshmen and continuing students. It automatically renews and applies to your account. And there are no requirements for this scholarship, guys. You get this just for attending your classes. There's no initial requirement. So you get your freshman year $1,000 and it increases by $1,000 every year. So by your senior year, you will have received $10,000 in free scholarship money. You cannot beat free scholarship money. They just ask that you maintain a certain GPA, which is 2.0 once you are here at the university, but they don't consider what you did in high school. You automatically get it for coming to the university. For transfer students, if you are students looking to transfer, we have a couple of scholarships for our transfer students. We have the New to KSU Gold, which is for transfer students who have completed 60 credit hours or more, or earned an associate's degree and have maintained a 3.5 GPA. That's basically a full ride. So that's full tuition, mandatory fees, housing, all of that for 4 consecutive semesters. Then we have the New to KSU Green Scholarship. It's for transfer students who have completed 60 credit hours or an associate's degree as well. However, that requirement is a 3.2 GPA, and it cuts that first scholarship in half. So you get half of your tuition, half of your mandatory fees, half of your housing, which is still a pretty good deal because, guys, this is all before anything that you're receiving from your FAFSA, anything that you may receive in a Pell Grant. This is all prior to that. So it takes your bill down significantly. All right, so moving on, we feel like it's really important for our students to have a smooth transition from wherever they're coming from, whether that be high school, whether that be transferring from another college. If you were homeschooled, we want to make sure that you are having a smooth transition when you're coming here. So we offer several different resources for our students on campus to make sure that happens. So the Career Center is what we are offering for our students, and what that provides is career guidance. They are the ones that are going to make sure that you are marketable when you graduate, making sure that you're getting a job when you graduate, right? That's the goal of coming to college, is to secure employment, the employment of your dreams after you graduate. They're there to help you do that. They're there to help you fix any tweaks on your resume. They're there to make sure that you get those internships. They're there to make sure that you are having those interview skills. So the Career Center is there to make sure that you are not only successful while you're in college, but what are you going to do after college? They're there to make sure that you're successful in that aspect as well. We have the Thoroughbred Learning Center, which is actually a peer-led tutoring center here on campus. So if you're interested in tutoring, you can look into tutoring in the Thoroughbred Learning Center. And if you need some help, you can look into the Thoroughbred Learning Center. That we want to make sure our students have all the access to the materials that they need. And so that's where the Thoroughbred Learning Center comes in. You're getting tutoring from students who actually have attended and taken the classes that you are in, and potentially the classes that you're struggling in, right? So why not get advice from people who've actually taken those courses, and training from people who've actually taken those courses? So that's what the Thoroughbred Learning Center is. Then we have a full service health and counseling center. So we know that sometimes when you turn a certain age, you get taken off of your parents' insurance, or when you graduate, you get taken off, or you can't get home to go to someone in your network, whatever the case may be. You have that health center here on campus that is completely free for you to take advantage of. If you're feeling sick, they offer free COVID testing. You can go in anytime to get a free rapid COVID testing. They're able to diagnose and treat or refer you out to get treatment. They are there for your benefit. Again, completely free of charge, as well as the counseling center. So our students are actually able to take advantage of the full service counseling center that we have, a licensed counselors and psychologists on our campus that are there to make sure that your mental health is also taken care of, as well as your physical health. We have University College on our campus, which is in charge of first and second year experience. So if you're a freshman and sophomore or a transfer student, you're going to be meeting with the advisors in University College. You're going to see them a lot. They are the ones who are putting together your bread week, which is a welcome week for our students, where I think this past year they had a carnival and a yard party. Like, they do a lot of different events with the students throughout the week before school starts. And that's for both first and second year students. They're going to be your advisors. They're going to be the ones making sure you're taking the classes that you need to graduate. They're going to be the ones that are keeping you on track and keeping you aligned with your end goal, which is graduation. We have disability services. So if we have any students that are porting over an IEP from high school, those accommodations can be met here as well. We make sure that we have the resources in place to provide you with the same accommodations that you received in high school. Just because you come to college, that does not mean those accommodations go away. And if you needed them to be successful, then we're going to make sure that you have them. Disability services is also for students with physical disabilities as well. So they're there to make sure that your transition here is as smooth as possible, and to make sure that you're being successful on every forefront, in the classroom, out of the classroom, making sure you're involved on campus. That is what we're all about. We have student support services. Student support services is there to do exactly that, support our students, whatever you may need, whether it's guidance on what to do. If you want to get involved with campus, they will be able to help and assist you to do that. We have campus police on our campus. So they're actually located in the front of our campus, and they're there to make sure that our campus is safe and make sure that we are, kind of taken care of while we're here. If you get locked out of your dorm, which I've done several times, they can let you in your dorms, and so on and so forth. And then last but not least, we have a testing center here on campus. So say, for instance, if you want to retake your ACT while you're here on campus to be potentially considered for a scholarship, you can do that. We also have CLEP services. So we have CLEP testing. That is for our students who are in a class and they're like, oh, this is too easy for me. It's wasting my time. I can pass this with my eyes closed. We don't want you to stay in that class. We want you to take that CLEP test and test out of that class and get your college credit. And get this, y'all, the CLEP test is free. So you're getting college credit for free if you pass that test. Now, if you don't pass the test, it's okay. It doesn't count against you. You won't have to pay for it, but you'll have to stay in that class. So it's kind of like a win-win either way. So on our campus, we have 6 residence halls. So we have 4 single gender dorms and 2 co-ed dorms. We're actually in the process of building another dorm, and it is projected to be finished by December 2022. So for all of my fall 22 students on here, that's for you. So you can be looking into that and hopefully get the chance to live in that dorm. It will be apartment style dorm. So it kind of provides that same feeling of the suite style room. So we have several different types of rooms on campus. We have the standard double room, which is your regular room where you have a roommate and it's yourself, and you use the community restrooms in the hallway. Then you have a single room, which of course that's just you in the room. If you're the type of person that doesn't like to share your room, completely understandable. Get a single. It will be great for you. You would still use those communal restrooms depending on which dorm you're in. Or if you would like to have a triple or suite style room. Triple is just a room with 3 students in it. And then a suite style room is actually a room that's split up by a restroom. So you have you and your roommate on one side and someone else and their roommate on the other. And then right in between you two is a restroom. So you wouldn't have to use the community style restroom. If you are looking or have a specific preference about the type of dorm or which dorm you want to live in, make sure you submit your housing application early. If you submit it late, then you may not get your preference because it is first come, first serve on those preferences. And there's only a certain amount of singles and suites, and those are really popular. So make sure you get that housing application and the fee paid early. Make sure you do that. So campus life, a lot of students are wanting to know what our campus life is like. It is lively. We have a very active campus. On any given day, you can go to the yard and see a DJ on the yard playing music on your way to class. It's not abnormal to see a DJ in the caf playing music while you're eating. That's just how we roll here. We want to make sure that while you're taking care of your business and going to college, that you're also having a fun experience while you're here. So we have we encourage our students to get involved. We have the Divine 9 fraternities and sororities. All 9 of them are active on our campus. All the chapters are here, and they actually are doing events, and they are since after COVID, since everyone's back here, they are actually doing events and kind of reintegrating themselves in the campus. And then we have Student Government Association. That's SGA. That's going to be your SGA president, vice president, all that stuff. They're basically the voice of the students. So if you're interested in communicating the needs of the students and your peers to administration here, then definitely join SGA, run for SGA. Then we also have athletics, of course, which we'll go through in the next couple of slides, and a lot of different other organizations, special events like homecoming, student activism on our campus, all different types of parades, events that they do. And if you notice that there's a program or an organization that we don't have, we actually extend the opportunity to our students to create that organization. So if you see a need and you want to, say for instance, create someone just asked me the other day, true story, about creating a skateboard club. And that is a very popular sport that is not a sport that we have here. So they are actually looking into creating that organization on our campus. It is possible. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely reach out to Student Life or University College or Student Support Services, and they'll be able to kind of point you into the direction that you need to go. They'll be able to hook you up with an advisor and make sure you have everything that you need. And of course, homecoming. Who doesn't love homecoming? So we have athletics. So I'll just post these up on the screen. We have, of course, our women's sports. We have basketball, cross country, track and field, softball, and volleyball. And our men's sports, we have baseball, basketball, cross country, football. We just added a men's volleyball team, and golf. And then we have our co-ed sports, our cheerleading. We also have the band if you're interested in marching in the band or being a dancer or being in the color guard. We also have a really good band. If you have not seen them, definitely look them up on YouTube. The Mighty Marcher and Thoroughbreds. Follow them on Instagram, whatever, and also follow us at Kentucky State University Breds office. definitely look them up because that is also an option, and they are amazing. And I used to be in band, if you can't tell, but that is just not my opinion. That is the opinion of the public here as well, and everywhere they travel. So here is the link to apply. I'm going to go ahead and type that in the chat as well. It's kysu.edu/apply. And what you'll do is you'll go to our website, create an account. You'll find the admissions, go to the undergraduate application, create an account, and the application is completely free, no fees, and it takes about 15 minutes. Once you've completed that application, go ahead and start the process of sending us your documents. Make sure that you are sending over that information, your transcripts and your test scores if you're wanting to send your test scores, because again, we are test optional if you're just joining us. Definitely resend that over to us. Have your admissions have your counselors at school send us those via email or parchment or mail it into us so that we can make a decision on your application. We typically make a decision once we have everything we need within the week. So you definitely want to make sure you're, as soon as you finish your application, the very next day, if it's not the weekend, go ahead and reach out to your counselor and get the ball rolling on sending your transcripts over. We will also let you know what scholarships you're eligible for. A little piece of advice that I do have for students is the GPA that you applied with, that doesn't always mean that's the final marking spot for you. So if you are one of our students who just missed the mark for a scholarship and you finish strong and your GPA goes up, we do honor that. We take the highest GPA, the highest test score that you send us. So very much make sure you're sending in those documents as they change so that we can get your account updated. And then that also goes for the same as if you were one of the students who received a scholarship, but your GPA kind of dipped a little bit, that's fine. But we would have to kind of adjust your scholarship based on the information that you send us. So definitely get that sent over. Make sure you apply. Don't wait. Make sure you apply as soon as possible. And then I also want to segue into make sure you fill out your FAFSA. It opens up just in a couple of days on October 1st. So make sure you fill that out. Add us on there. Add KSU on there and make sure we get that financial aid package so that we can get the ball rolling for you on that forefront as well. So here's our contact information. Of course, the admissions email, if you're wanting to have your high school counselors email us any transcripts, if you're wanting to schedule any tours, definitely give us a call at 502-597-6813, or the admissions email, which I'm also going to type in the chat, is admissions@kysu.edu. So definitely keep that information, write it down, put it in your notes, take out your phone, take a picture of it. Definitely keep that information for future reference. We are open for campus tours right now. So make sure you call and schedule a tour if you're able to. Definitely kind of take advantage of that. We also have what's called High School Day coming up. High School Day is an event that we're hosting, and it's for high schoolers that are coming from all over. It's not just in the Frankfort area. You'll get to come down, get a campus tour, meet with some counselors, meet with the admissions counselors, and then you'll also get to go to the game that day for free. We have a home game, and you'll get to go to the game that day for free. So I'm going to go ahead. High School Day is on October the 23rd. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that information in the chat where you can actually join. You can reserve your spot and let us know that you will be there through this link that I'm going to put in the chat. All right. So if you're interested in coming to High School Day, definitely check us out. Or you can go to our Instagram at Kentucky State Bread's office, which I'll also type in the chat. And the link is in our bio. Kentucky State Bread's office is that @ name on Instagram. And then it's also the same for Twitter. And then we are Kentucky State Bread's office on Facebook as well. So our contact information, we have all the recruiters and bread specialists here. The the recruitment manager. Sorry, y'all, got tripped up. Her name is Catherine Hatchell. That's her email as well. So if you have your high school counselors you go back to your high school counselors and say, hey, I love the visit that we had on YouTube. I would love for them to come down or do a virtual session with us at our school. Definitely have them reach out to Katie at her email there. And then if you have any questions as far as admissions, or you have a question about your transcripts, I mean, anything that you would need, use us as a resource. All of our contact information is there. Again, my name is Alana Davidson, and my email is alana.davidson1@kysu.edu. Don't leave the one off, because then it'll go to the email that I had when I was a student, and I don't have access to that anymore. So make sure you put the one on there, and it's at kysu.edu. Or feel free to give me a call at 502-597-6619. And I've also put that in the chat as well. All right, so now I'm going to open up the floor for questions. If you want to type in the chat, or you have anything that you need want to ask us, definitely go ahead and type that in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and scroll back to the top of the presentation. If you need me to go over anything that you missed, if you joined us late, just drop that question in the chat and we'll be happy to answer. All right. I'm going to give you some typing time. And if you don't have any questions, just drop in the chat what you're interested in majoring in. Let's get a conversation started about that. What are you interested in majoring in? What do you want to do when you come to Kentucky State University? And I'm saying when, because we hope to gain all of you. So I know that we have a lot of students from all over. So definitely, where are you from? What do you want to major in? Drop any questions in the chat. We're here. Let's see. All righty. Let's see. Okay, so I just got a comment saying that someone was interested in computer science. Definitely, that's actually one of our top 3 programs here. So, and it's, when I say top 3, that just means enrollment is high for those programs. That doesn't mean that all of our programs are lesser than, but definitely that's one of the top 3, Isaiah. First is nursing, then we have business administration, then right under that is computer science. So definitely, we have an amazing STEM program here. So awesome. That's amazing. All righty, if you all are here with us, we'll get started in about 4 minutes here. So bear with us. We're going to start our next presentation at 6 o'clock. If you all have any questions or want me to hit on something specifically, please drop that in the chat and I will definitely include that in the presentation. Or if you have any questions along the way, when the presentation starts at 6, go ahead and drop those in the chat as well, and I'll revisit the chat towards the end. Go ahead and look in the chat. I've dropped some important information in there already. So if you want to go ahead and write that down, definitely we'll be revisiting all of that here in about 3 minutes. All righty, you all. Thank you for sticking with us. We're going to go ahead and get started with our next presentation, the second round of our presentation. For all of our students here, welcome to the Kentucky State University broadcast. We are definitely excited to have you here, and hopefully we can encourage you to apply and submit your information and come to Kentucky State University by the end of this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. If you need me to go over something again, feel free to drop that in the chat, okay? I'm here as a resource, so welcome, welcome. So we are Kentucky State University, the little college on the hill, and welcome into this session. I am Alana Davidson. I'm from the Kentucky State University BRED's office, which is our Office of Admissions. We're focused on building, recruitment, enrollment, and discovery office. So definitely use us as a resource upon your admissions process. We are here to help you in any way that we can, even during your admissions process and after. So if you are admitted into the university and you have some questions, definitely give us a call. So I'm going to start with a few facts about KSU. KSU is one of 2 HBCUs in Kentucky, actually. There's one in Louisville, Kentucky, and then we're located right here in Frankfort. If you're not familiar with Kentucky and all of that, Frankfort is the state capital. We're about 30 minutes away from Lexington and about an hour, maybe less, maybe about 50 minutes away from Louisville. So we're right in between everything. And we definitely have lots to offer here at Kentucky State University. We have about 2,200 students So with that being said, we have a student to faculty ratio of about 18-1. That's extremely good for students who like hands-on experiences, who want open communication with their professors. We definitely are all about making sure you have that one-on-one hands-on experience. So at Kentucky State University, we have about 38 undergraduate programs and about 9 graduate majors. So we have quite a few students who choose to get their initial education, their undergraduate degree here at Kentucky State, and continue on and get their graduate degree with us as well. Our top 3 undergraduate programs are nursing, business administration, and computer science. With that being said, we don't mean it's the top based on they're better than all the other programs. No, what we mean is the enrollment for those 3 programs are the highest. So when students come here, they're typically interested in our nursing program, which was actually voted the best nursing program in the state of Kentucky in 2019. So if you are familiar with Kentucky, us taking that home was definitely a big win for us. So we have an amazing nursing program that has 100% job placement rate. So all of our nurses, if they are looking for a job, they have gotten one. So that is definitely also a plus to coming to Kentucky State University, that job security. And then we also have 2 programs that are offered fully online, a bachelor's in psychology and then a bachelor's in criminal justice. Now, with that being said, I do like to point out to our students that just because it is 100% online does not mean any observations or clinicals that you may have to take in order to graduate or get your license or whatever the case may be are offered online. So that part may still be in person, but all of your courses for those 2 majors would be online if you choose them to be. Those programs are also offered in person, so don't worry if you're sick of online learning, we get it. Those are also offered in person as well. And I do want to mention that our campus is back fully operational. All of our students are back on the Hill, as well as all of our faculty and staff as well. We offer our freshman admissions requirements that we offer are 2.5 cumulative unweighted GPA. So what that means is you don't want to look at the weighted GPA. You want to look at your unweighted GPA. That is what we take. And then we are test optional, you all, so you don't have to worry about taking any tests unless you are wanting to be considered for scholarships. Those tests, that ACT, SAT, either or are required for any scholarships to be considered. Now, if you haven't taken those tests yet, that's fine. You do not have to take them right away. Say, for instance, you weren't going to take the test, but then you decided to before you come. You can still do that. Just send us those scores and we'll change your admission type, okay? So don't worry. And don't hold off on submitting your application until, I know a lot of people think, I'm just going to wait until I take my test to apply. Nope, go ahead and apply now. And then when you take your test, just go ahead and submit those scores. That's one of the perks of being test optional. We don't require them right away for admission. So we also offer non-traditional admittance requirements, right? So we have the traditional, which is the 2.5 GPA, and then test optional. But then what about the students who don't quite meet those requirements? Well, we don't turn you away. We make sure that you're able to get that 4-year university experience as well. So we accept students with the GPA starting at 2.0 into our Excel program. What the Excel program does, it puts you in a 2-year program to get your associates. Now, a lot of people get confused. You can continue on to get your bachelor's. If there's no pause in between that, you'll just have 2 degrees when you graduate for the second time. So you'll have an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree. And so again, 2.0 GPA puts you into that Excel program. And we are test optional, so you don't have to submit any scores unless you would like to, okay? So transfer admission requirements. There's a couple different transfer admission requirements. So for a traditional transfer student, we would need at least 24 or more credit hours, transferable credit hours from a regionally accredited institution. And that GPA requirement from that institution would be a 2.0 GPA. when you transfer over, you would have to have that 2.0 GPA for admission. Now, say for instance, if you have less than 24 credit hours, you don't have 24 credit hours, you have 23 or 23 and a half. That puts you into the category of a transfer freshman. A transfer freshman has to submit both college transcripts in addition to high school transcripts. So what that does is you would have to meet in both categories, your 2.0 college GPA and your 2.5 high school unweighted GPA. You would have to meet in both of those categories. Again, we are test optional, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's talk about tuition rates. Tuition rates, when you're looking for a school, you want to make sure that you're looking for a school that fits your budget, right? And if it doesn't fit your budget, look into ways that makes it fit your budget. So one of the cool things about Kentucky State University is that we are a really affordable university. We are very accessible to students from all different walks of life. So in all different financial backgrounds. So we want to make sure we have some of the lowest tuition in the state of Kentucky and in the HBCU circuit in general. So if you are looking at tuition rates amongst the HBCUs, we're going to be one of the schools with one of the lowest tuitions. So the general number, the sticker price is what we like to call it. That sticker price is going to be for in-state students is going to be $14,490, right? So, but that's the sticker price. That's the price that you see on the car, right? So we want to go into when you add on those fees. What are those fees going to be after you add those fees on? So after you add those fees on, it's going to come out to $16,030. $16,030 for the entire year, guys, for the whole year. And that's very affordable. That's if you're staying on campus. That's if you're having a meal plan. If you're in state and you would like to commute, you definitely can do that as well. For out-of-state students, you're looking at the sticker price is going to be about $18,340. After fees, mandatory fees and all of that, you're going to come out to right over $21,000 for the year. That is extremely affordable for a four-year institution. A little bit over $21,000 for the year, guys. That is extremely affordable. So we are very big on accessibility here, making sure our students have all the resources that they need and are able to kind of finish strong. There's been a lot of instances of students who aren't able to afford the rest of their college career because it's so expensive from the beginning, right? We don't want that to happen. It's going to be very affordable. We want you to be able to finish and finish strong. So let's talk about scholarships. How are we helping our students finish strong, right? So we have lots of different scholarships that meets our students where they are that have different requirements. So the first one up on the list is the John Henry Jackson Scholarship. That scholarship requires a 3.5 GPA and a 25 on your ACT or higher. So it's not either or, it's and. So if you have that 3.5 GPA, 25 or higher on your ACT, or 1,200 on your SAT or higher, then you're eligible for a full in-state or out-of-state tuition, mandatory fees, so those fees that go on there, standard housing and meal plans, and then for 8 consecutive semesters. Notice that I skipped over the part where it says in books. I did that purposely because all of the books for all of our students are free. All of our students get on their account what's called a book scholarship, and that covers all of your books. So if you're into those programs that have those books that are really costly, which is a lot of different programs that have costly books, you don't have to worry about that. They're completely free. Then next up on the list, we have the Trailblazer Gold Scholarship. It's for first-time freshmen, 3.2 GPA, 22 on your ACT or higher, or an 1,100 on your SAT. That scholarship equals half of your in-state tuition or out-of-state tuition, your mandatory fees, your books, which are already included for all of our students, and then half of your housing and meal plan, and that's for 8 consecutive semesters. So you may be wondering, what does consecutive semesters mean? Well, that means that you have to take those classes back-to-back semesters. So you can't take like gaps and then come back and say, hey, I'm here again, give me my scholarship back. You have to take them consecutively. So then we have the Trailblazer Green Scholarship. That's for first-time freshmen, Kentucky residents only. But don't worry, if you're an out-of-state student, we have something for you too. So that's for Kentucky State residents only, 3.0 GPA, 19 on your ACT or a 980 on your SAT or higher. And that equals half of your in-state tuition for 8 consecutive semesters. So take advantage of that because that takes off $3,850 off your total. That is nothing to play around with. So definitely take advantage of the scholarships that you're eligible for. Every little dollar helps. So scholarships for out-of-state residents. For first-time freshmen in residents of the surrounding states. So if you look at your map and you live in one of those states that's bordering Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, one of those states that touch Kentucky, Tennessee, you are eligible for this scholarship if you meet these requirements. It's the same as the one before, the Trailblazer Green. So it's that 3.0 GPA, 19 on your ACT, and that covers your in-state portion of your tuition. So that takes you down. Essentially, what that scholarship does is brings you down to in-state tuition. So you're paying the same thing. If you meet those 3.0, 19 ACT or 980 SAT or higher, and you live in one of those states, that brings you down to you're paying what everybody that lives in-state is paying. So you're getting that same rate that they're paying. So that's awesome. We have also the Thoroughbred Achievers Scholarship, and in my opinion, it's one of the most appealing because this scholarship has no requirements. You get this scholarship just for coming to Kentucky State University, taking your classes. That first-time freshman and for continuing students. So it's not only for just the freshmen, and it actually starts off at $1,000 a year. It increases by $1,000 every year that you attend the university. So by your senior year, you will have received $10,000 in free scholarship money. So we have the scholarship for transfer students as well. We didn't leave you all out. If you're looking to transfer, you definitely want to look into these scholarships. So if you're transferring and you have 60 completed credit hours or an associate's degree with a 3.5 GPA, you're looking at a full ride scholarship. If you are transferring and you have 60 completed credit hours or an associate's degree, you're looking with a 3.2 GPA, you're looking at a half scholarship. So it cuts that in half. It covers half your tuition, half your mandatory fees and housing, books for books and all that, which are already included for 4 consecutive semesters. So it covers for 4 consecutive semesters. So that 2 years, that's like 2 full years. All right, so we are strong believers in providing resources for our students to make it a smooth transition from high school to college or from college to college or from homeschool to college. Whatever you're coming from, whatever your background is, we are here to make sure that it is an easy process for you because college is gonna present its challenges on its own. It's hard work. So we wanna make sure that you don't have to worry about certain things when you're on our campus. One of those things is the Career Center. One of those resources we have are the Career Center. The Career Center is in charge of making sure our students are able to compete in the job and interviews and in the world when they graduate. So the whole idea of coming to college is to be able to get a job when you graduate, get into your career field. And so the Career Center is there to make sure you can do that. They offer, they're there to offer you tweaks to your resume, kind of help you look over your resume to make sure it's befitting for the position that you're wanting. They're there to make sure you have the interview skills and techniques to get any job that you want. And they're also there to make sure that while you're in college, you're getting those internships to make sure you are able to compete in the world when you're looking for a job, to make you more marketable. And then we also have the Thoroughbred Learning Center. The Thoroughbred Learning Center is going to be a peer-led tutoring service. So if you are needing some help in courses, you can go over to the Thoroughbred Learning Center and get some help from students who have taken these courses already, or people who have graduated and are working in the Thoroughbred Learning Center that are there to help you. You can go over there and get firsthand knowledge and information from those people, and they're really good at what they do. Then we had the Health and Counseling Center. It's a full service health and counseling center. So they're able to kind of treat and diagnose or refer you out And it's completely free. They do free COVID testing, free everything over there. So everything that you would need is completely free, from anything from a sore throat to, stomach ache, whatever you need, you can go over there and get help. We know that sometimes when you graduate, things change as far as insurance. You can't get home often if you're super far away, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to take care of your physical health. So we're there to make sure that you can do that. We also have the counseling center. The counseling center is also free, and that's there to help you take care of your mental health because we all know that that's just as important. And then we also have University College. University College is going to be in charge of your first and second year experience. They're going to be your advisors. They're going to be the ones who are making your schedules, making sure you're in the classes that you need and not the classes that are unneeded for your major. They're there to keep you on track and offer you advice and all of that. They also have a pretty cool environment up there where you can go and sit and, watch TV and lounge. So it's not just all business, but they do help you with the business side, but they also are there to help you get involved in campus as well. And then we also have disability services. So that's for physical disabilities and handicaps. Definitely take advantage of that. We are there to make sure you have any accommodations you need to be successful on this campus. And that also includes any educational disabilities that you may have that require accommodations. We know that those needs don't stop just because you graduated. So we're there to make sure that you are receiving what you need while you're on our campus and taking courses to make sure that you are just as successful in our collegiate world, okay? Then we have student support services. Student support services are there to do just that. They're there to support the students, help you get involved in campus, and help your overall experience here at the university go well. We have campus police on our campus as well. They are there not only to keep our campus safe, but if you are anything like me and you get locked out of your room, which I did quite a few times, they can let you in your room as well. And then we have the testing center. So our testing center offers ACT testing as well as CLEP testing. So, and a couple other testing services. So like the GRE, if you're looking into a graduate program. And then the CLEP testing, if you're not familiar with what that is, it is a service. It's a testing service that allows you to take a test to see if you are able to basically test out of a course. So if you're in an English 101 class and you're like, this is just too easy, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, go up there to testing services and take that CLEP test for that course. If you pass that test, you get college credit. It goes onto your transcript. You're done with that class. You move on to the next one. It's completely free. However, if you don't pass it, don't worry. It's still free, but you'll just have to stay in that class. That's how that works. So definitely take advantage. So those are a few resources that we have, and of course, many other things that we have on our campus as well. So we're going to go ahead and move on to housing. Housing, we have 6 residence hall right now. We're actually breaking ground for the structure is already going up. So I say breaking ground, but they're already actually building the outside structure of the dorm. It's projected to be done about December 2022. So hopefully my fall 22 students or thereafter, you'll get to reap the benefits of that dorm. They're intended for it to be apartment style. So definitely really cool, cool feature. So that would bring our grand total of dorms to 7. 4 of them are single gender. So that means all male or all female. And then 3 of them, including that dorm that they're building, will be that co-ed style dorm. Then we have campus life. So a lot of students, the first question they want to know is, what's the campus like, right? We want to know what it's like when we're on campus. So we have all of the Divine fraternities and sororities that are active on our campus, in addition to other service and sorority organizations. So if you're interested in band, we have Tau Beta Sigma and Kappa Kappa Psi on our campus as well, and a few other service sororities on our campus as well. We have Student Government Association, so that's SGA, and that's going to be, they're kind of like the voice of the students. They're there to make sure that the students' voices are being heard to the administration and what the students are wanting. They're also there to make sure, like, programs, there are things going on campus, kind of events for the students to attend. So that's what SGA is about. We have Royal Court. So Mr. and Miss KSU, Miss Freshman, all the way up to Miss Senior and Mr. Senior. And we also have like several events. Several of the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities throw pageants. So if you're interested in the pageant world, then or if you want to get involved in that, once you get to college, they have that as well. Then of course we have student activism, many other student organizations, and homecoming. Of course, everybody loves homecoming. And the cool thing about Kentucky State University is if you are interested in an organization or a program that we do not have on campus, you're actually able to create your own organization on campus. We put you into contact with the right people. So it's going to be Student Life, University College. They can point you into the direction of who you would need to talk to, help you find an advisor, and get that organization off the ground. So you definitely, if you see a need, definitely fill it and make your mark while you're here. So athletics, KSU is a Division II school in the SIAC conference, the SIAC. So we have several different sports here. So women's, we have basketball, cross country, softball, track and field, and volleyball. For men's, we have all of those, and football and golf. And then for co-ed sports, we have cheerleading. And of course, I cannot leave out the Mighty Marching Thoroughbreds, our marching band on our campus, and our dancers, the K-Rex and the Silks. They are amazing. They're an amazing dance team. They're an amazing marching band, amazing program that they have. And I'm saying that because they are really good. And I also was a member myself. And it's absolutely fun to watch, fun to be a part of. So if you're interested, and if you're already in band or you are interested in joining, definitely reach out to us. I'll put my contact information. It's actually already in the chat. Definitely reach out to us and we'll connect you with who you need to be connected with. Okay, and that goes for any of the sports that we have here. So here's a link for you to apply. Go ahead and apply to kysu.edu/apply. I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat again. And when you do that, you'll go to the undergraduate application. If you're applying for undergraduate, you'll go to the undergraduate application. Our application has no fees, so do not wait to apply, guys. Make sure you're doing this and make sure you go ahead and take care of it. Get that application in. If you want to send in your test scores later, don't delay in applying. Go ahead and apply, send your transcripts over. And then once you take your test, if you want to submit your scores, because we are test optional, but if you're interested in submitting your scores, don't wait to apply until you get your scores. Go ahead and apply and then send us your scores, because we'll always take your scores and we'll always take the highest score. So if you take your ACT, if you're looking for scholarships and you take your ACT and you didn't get the score that you thought you would, that's okay. Go ahead and send us. If you take it again, if you want to take it again, you can send us the new scores and we'll put the highest score. We'll take the highest score when we're looking at your scholarships you're eligible for, okay? And that goes the same for GPAs as well. If you start off with a certain GPA at the beginning of the year when you apply, and that GPA improves by the end of the year when you send us your final transcripts, we definitely will put in that highest GPA when we update your transcripts and your information. So here's some contact information for some of the most important offices to get you started. So all of our offices are important, but this is kind of like the timeline to get you started. So you have the Brick office, which is of course the admissions. We're going to be your first stop on the train. And then that's going to be admissions@kysu.edu. If you're sending transcripts over, your high school counselor or a school official can actually send over your transcripts via email. So if you're getting those transcripts sent over via email, send it to that admissions@kysu.edu. We're also offering in-person tours. So guys, definitely take advantage of those in-person tours. If you're able to come down, get a tour, get a feel for what the campus is like. I myself are gonna be the one that is leading those tours, and a couple other people in the office may be leading those tours, but I could possibly be the one leading that. So if you're interested in that, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll get it set up for you, okay? We offer tours Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So then the next stop on your visit will be financial aid. You want to make sure FAFSA opens up on October 1st. Fill out your FAFSA early, guys. Fill it out early. And then make sure you're adding KSU, Kentucky State University, on your FAFSA application so that we can get that award package and kind of give you a general estimate of what your financial aid package will look like when you get here, okay? And then, of course, residence life. If you're intending to stay on campus, you're wanting to stay on campus, fill out your housing application. There will be an alert that goes out, so you'll get that, or you can check the website. It'll say housing application open for fall 22 or something like that. Fill out that application early. Send in the application fee early. The fee right now is $100. So definitely send that in early, because if you have a preference of a style of room, because we offer several different types, standard room, which is a double room where you share with your roommate and you use the community restrooms. We have suite style rooms where it's you and your roommate and someone else and their roommate, and there's a restroom in between, so you don't have to share with the whole hallway. And then we offer single style rooms. So if you have a preference as to your type of room, you want to make sure you fill that application out early, send that housing fee in early so that you can hopefully get your preference, okay? It gives you a better shot at getting what you ask for. Then our contact information here. So this is some pretty important people on this slide, guys. Pay attention to this slide, write this down. I'll go ahead and drop my email and number in the chat one more time for you all. It's gonna be, my name is Alana Davidson, and my email is alana.davidson1@kysu.edu. My phone number is gonna be 502-597-6619. So you can reach me, call me, email me, and I will get back to you. If you have any questions, I cannot stress this enough. Use us as a resource. We are here to help you in every way possible. It is literally our job to make sure you have what you need. So make sure that you are using us as a resource, asking us for help. Even if you've already been admitted to the university and you need help with something else, we definitely don't leave you hanging. We will either answer your question or try our best to figure out the answer for you or connect you with who you would need to talk to. So definitely take down our information. My name is Alana Davidson. Email is right there at the bottom. Then we have Michael Tutt and Katie Bellman. So definitely use us as resources. If you have any questions, make sure you give us a call or shoot us an email. All right. So that concludes my presentation. I'm going to open up the floor for questions. If you're just joining us, definitely ask me any questions. I do not mind a review or go back over anything. And if you've already been here, let me know what you want to know. I graduated from Kentucky State University. So if you have any questions about my experience here, go ahead and ask those questions in the chat. I'll go ahead and give you all some typing time if you're having any questions. So we're going to open up the floor for questions. And if you don't have any questions, let's get a conversation started. Where are you all from? What are you interested in studying here? I had a student on here earlier that was interested in computer science as one of our top 3 programs. So what are you interested in? Maybe I can tell you a little bit more about the program. So definitely drop some questions in the chat. So we're just giving some typing time for the students who are here. If you're having any questions, feel free to ask. If you're just joining us and you missed some of the presentation, feel free to ask me any questions. I don't mind to go back through, okay? If you're just joining us, we just concluded our second presentation. We'll begin our third presentation at 6:45. We've opened up the floor for questions. So if you want me to answer anything, or if you're looking for anything to be answered specifically, go ahead and drop that question in the chat. If you're just joining us, we just concluded our second presentation. If you're just joining us, go ahead and drop some questions in the chat. We'll begin that third presentation in about 10 minutes here. So we just concluded our second presentation. Go ahead and join us at 6:45 if you want to see that third and final presentation before the 7 o'clock end time. And if you have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat for us. All righty, so let's go ahead and get started with that last presentation. If you are joining us, welcome to the Kentucky State University presentation. We're going to go ahead over and start going over through some of the things that we have to offer. So let's jump right in. I am Alana Davidson. I am a recruiter from the Kentucky State University Office of the BREDS, which is the admissions office. And we are here to help you through your admissions process. Some cool facts about Kentucky State University is we are one of two HBCUs in Kentucky. We are located here in Frankfort, Kentucky, and we are a public institution that became a land grant institution in 1890, and we were founded in 1886. I myself am a graduate of Kentucky State University, so this next thing that I'm going to go through is very near and dear to my heart. It's the small class sizes that we offer. We have about 2,200 students on our campus and growing. And our student to faculty ratio is 18-1. So the class sizes are small. It gives you a chance to connect with your professors. And it's very, very helpful when you're matriculating through college to be able to have that one-on-one interaction with your professors. So we have 38 undergraduate programs and majors, nine different graduate programs. 2 of our programs are actually offered fully online. A bachelor's in psychology and a bachelor's in criminal justice are offered fully online. So you definitely can take advantage of that. Now, I do like to mention that when you are taking fully online courses, that does not include any clinicals that you would have to take. So that may be still in person. But definitely, if you're interested in that online world, our top 3 programs here at Kentucky State University is nursing. We actually won in 2019, we're named the best nursing programs in the state of Kentucky. So that's a really big deal for us. And then next up is going to be business administration. And then right after that is going to be computer science. So when I say the top 3 programs, I don't mean that it is the better programs or like they're the best. They're just the enrollment numbers are a little bit higher for those programs. It's what our students are more interested in when they come here. But we have an amazing education program. I was actually in the education program, so I definitely can attest to that. And a lot of other amazing programs. Our agriculture program, all of that on our campus that we offer is very, very, very detailed oriented. They're very hands-on. It's an amazing experience to learn here at this institution. Freshman requirements. So let's talk about those freshman requirements. Traditional freshman requirements for our university are 2.5 GPA, unweighted high school GPA, and then we are test optional, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you do want to be considered for scholarships, you would have to then submit those test scores to us. But you can go ahead and apply, even if you haven't taken your tests already. We understand that, COVID kind of put a damper on things, and students are just now being able to go out and get those tests, so the slots fill up really quickly. So if you are not able to, if you haven't already taken your test and you are planning to, don't let that stop you from applying. Go ahead and apply, then get your decision. And once you get those test scores, send them over or add us onto your ACT or your SAT and have them sent directly to us, and then we'll update your account. And then, apply any scholarships that you may be eligible for. So we just talked about the traditional requirements. So let's talk about the non-traditional requirements, right? The non-traditional requirements are 2.0 GPA, cumulative, to be put into our Excel program. Our Excel program puts you into a 2-year program to get your associate's degree, but that doesn't stop you from getting your bachelor's, and you don't have to take any breaks. Once you get that associate's degree, you go ahead and move on and continue right on with your bachelor's. And again, we are test optional. Transcripts can be sent to us either via email by a school official, via parchment, or National Student Clearinghouse. So if you're a transfer student and you're here with us, we have a couple different transfer requirements. So 24 or more transferable credit hours provides you, you can transfer with general transfer requirements, right? So you would only need to send us that college GPA from the institution or institutions, if you've attended more than one, that you attended and get those transcripts sent over to us. That requires a 2.0 GPA from those institutions, right? So the most recent one will require you to have that 2.0. Then if you have less than 24 transferable credit hours, you would need to meet both the requirements. So you would need to meet both the high school requirements, which is at 2.5, and you would need to also meet in that college requirement. So that's that 2.0. So you would have to meet with both. And then we're also test optional still. So let's talk about our tuition rates. Our tuition rates, we have some of the most affordable tuition in the state of Kentucky. So when you're looking for schools, you want to make sure that the school that you're going to or you're wanting to attend, it is affordable for you, or you have a way to make it affordable for you, right? You have a way to make it fit you and your financial status, whether that be scholarships that you're getting, grants, all of those things, you want to make it fit for you. So with that being said, Kentucky State University has some of the most affordable tuition in the state of Kentucky and amongst the HBCU circuit of schools. With our sticker price, which means like, you know how when you go to buy a car and there's a price on the car, that's not what you'll pay. That's just the sticker price. So you still have the additional fees that go along. So our sticker price for in-state tuition is $14,490. Then after fees, you're looking at about $16,030. So that's not at all super expensive, right? That's very affordable, very accessible. It's what you're paying before you receive any scholarships, any Pell Grants, anything that you're eligible for. So that's if you're in Kentucky and you're eligible for KEYS money, all that's the price that you're getting before you receive any of that. So you have all of those things that could potentially bring that cost down. And then out-of-state students, you're looking at only after you add the fees, about a little over $21,000 after fees are added. So still very affordable, very, very affordable. We are big on accessibility here on our campus. And so we hold ourselves to that standard to make sure our education that we provide is both quality and accessible for students. So with that being said, let's get into some scholarships. So scholarships we offer several. We like to meet our students where they are. So scholarships that we offer, the John Henry Jackson Scholarship is a full ride scholarship. It covers everything, those tuition, those mandatory fees, that standard housing, that meal plan. I'm skipping over books purposefully because books are free for all of our students. All of our students get free books. All of our students get free laptops. So you don't have to worry about that. We take that off your plate when you come to Kentucky State University. The John Henry Jackson requirements are 3.5 GPA and a 25 ACT or higher, or 1,200 SAT. Then we have the Trailblazer Gold Scholarship. That's for first-time freshmen, 3.2 GPA, 22 ACT, 1,100 SAT or higher. And that just covers half of everything. That covers half your tuition, half your room and board, half your meal plan. The mandatory fees cuts in half, all right? Then we have the Trailblazer Green Scholarship. The Trailblazer Green Scholarship is for Kentucky residents only, but don't worry if you're out of state, we got something for you too. So the Kentucky residents only, 3.0 GPA, 19 ACT or 980 on SAT or higher. That covers half of your in-state tuition for the year. Covers half. And then that is for 8 consecutive semesters as well. So for our out-of-state students, we have the Commonwealth Connector Scholarship, and that's for students that are residents of the surrounding states. So if you live in a state that's bordering Kentucky, so if you live in Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, any one of those states, you are eligible to receive, if you meet these requirements, this scholarship that covers your in-state portion. So that essentially brings you down to in-state tuition. So instead of paying that little over 21,000, you'll be brought down to that in-state tuition. So it brings you down to pay what everybody else, Kentucky residents, are paying. And those requirements are 3.0 GPA, 19 ACT or 980 SAT, same as the previous scholarship. Then we have the Thoroughbred Achiever Scholarship, guys. This scholarship is probably my favorite, because there are no requirements to this scholarship. There's no GPA requirement, no score requirement. This is automatically renewed for continuing students, and you get it for just coming to Kentucky State University. You get $1,000 for the year. And then it increases your freshman year, and then it increases by $1,000 each year after that. So by your senior year, you will have received $10,000 in free scholarship money just for coming to Kentucky State University. So definitely take advantage of that. For our transfer students, we have the new to KSU Gold. For transfer students, you have to transfer 60 credit hours or more to be considered for, or an associate's degree to be considered for this, for any of these scholarships. So you have, for the new to KSU Gold, that requirement is a 3.5 GPA, and that's a full ride. It covers everything. Then we have the new to KSU Green, which is a half scholarship. It cuts everything in half for you. And that requirement is a 3.2 GPA. And you wouldn't have to submit any test scores with that, of course, because you've already been enrolled in college. So those 60 credit hours and then those 2 different GPAs. So definitely take advantage of that if you're transferring. So on our campus, we have resources for students. We're really big on providing those resources for our students and making the transition smoother. We want to make sure that we are making things as smooth and accessible for you and as stress-free. We want to make sure this process is easy for you. So we provide some resources for our students on our campus. One of those resources are the Career Center. They're in charge of making sure that you're not only successful in college, but making sure that you're successful when you graduate. The whole point of you coming to college is to get a job afterwards, right? So you want to take advantage of the Career Center because they're going to be the ones to help you go over your resume. They're going to be the ones to help you get internships while you're here. They're going to be the ones to make sure you have the interview skills and make sure that you are aware of your skills that you bring and set forth to the table. They want to make sure that you are prepared completely for life after graduation. We have the Thoroughbred Learning Center, which is a peer-led tutoring center that's free of charge for our students to take advantage of. And that's a perk because you're getting training from students who are actually have taken these classes, are attending the university. So that's definitely a plus. And sometimes we all need a little extra help. And then we have a full service health and counseling center. So the health center is free of charge. You can go over there and get treated or, diagnosed or referred out. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, especially if you are one of many students whose parents' insurance cut them off after they graduate, which is very likely. Or what if you live far away and you can't get home to your doctor's appointments, or you need to go somewhere pretty quickly and get seen and you're out of network. So there's a lot of different aspects that comes into healthcare. And so we want to take that stress off your plate too by providing that full service health center. And then with that, we also have a full service counseling center because not only is it important to take care of your physical health, it's also important to take care of your mental health as well. Then we have University College. They're in charge of your first and second year experience. They're in charge of making your schedule, the whole 9 yards. We have disability services. If you have a physical disability or an educational disability that requires accommodations, we are definitely here to make sure that you get those accommodations and resources as well. The need doesn't stop just because you've started to attend college. So we want to make sure you continue to have those services. Then student support services, they are there to support our students in every way. They're there to make sure that you're getting involved in campus if that's what you want. If you have the resources, they want to make sure that you are successful on our campus. So they are there for us. And then we have Campus Police. Campus Police is there not only to keep our campus safe, but if you're like me, got locked out of your room a lot, they can let you in your room, of the whole 9 yards. So, and then we have the testing center, testing services. They not only provide GRE testing if you're a graduate student, ACT if you want to retake it or anything like that. They also offer CLEP testing services. So if you're in a class and you're figuring it's too easy for you, you definitely want to go take a CLEP test and test out of that class, and you get college credit for it, completely free of charge. All right. So on our campus, we have 6 residence halls. We're soon to have 7. One is actually being built and planned to be done by December 2022. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, that timeline kind of sticks. And we have 4 single gender dorms and soon to be 3 co-ed dorms. Campus life is extremely exciting. So we have all of the Divine Nine fraternities and sororities are active on our campus, as well as other service sororities. The band has a sorority and fraternity that is specifically geared towards service for the band. We have SGA, which is Student Government Association, many other student organizations. And then, of course, we have homecoming. Everybody loves homecoming. The athletics that we have, our athletics, we have everything for our students for the need, and we are part of the Division II SIAC conference. So we have women's sports, we have basketball, cross country, softball, track and field, and volleyball. For men, we have all of that, baseball, basketball, cross country, football. We just added a men's volleyball team, golf, and track and field. And then our co-ed sports that we offer are cheerleading. And then of course we have the Mighty Marching Thoroughbreds, definitely an awesome program. They also have their own dance team called the K-Rets. And then also the Silks, which is their color guard. So it's awesome, awesome program. And then here's the link here that you can apply today. Definitely we encourage it's about a 15-minute to 20-minute application. There are no fees, so definitely jump on that. We do not have an application fee, guys. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Once you apply, you'll go to you'll go to that link. Then and I've dropped it in the chat a couple of times. You'll go to undergraduate application, make you an account, and fill out that application. Once that application is complete, send over your transcripts to us, either by mail, via parchment, like I discussed earlier, or your high school counselors can email them to us at this admissions@kysu.edu. And then, of course, this is some important contact information. So you have the Bread's office, financial aid, residence life. Those are going to be all the people that you're needing on your initial process to get your bearings at the university. Of course, the admissions office, we're the first stop. And then financial aid is going to be your very next one. Financial aid opens up on October 1st. Fill out your FAFSA on October 1st, okay? Add KSU to your FAFSA and get that sent over to us so we can kind of give you an estimate of your award package, okay? And then, of course, residence life. If you're intending to stay on campus, fill out that application, that housing application early. Get that, once it opens, go ahead and fill it out. And if you are able to pay the fee right away, it is a $100 fee, but make sure you're filling it out early. That ensures that you get your preference to where you would like to stay. So you want to make sure that you are in the style of room that you would like to stay in as well. So we offer a couple of different style of rooms: singles, where you live by yourself; standard double, which is where you have a roommate and you use community restrooms; and then a suite, which is where you and your roommate have your own restroom to share with the roommates next door to you. So you're only sharing the restroom with 3 other people. So if you have a preference as the type of dorm that you would like to live in, fill that out early, guys. Fill that out early. And then this very last slide is just going to be that contact information, okay? That contact information for all of us. So I'm going to open up the floor for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat. And then if you can't think of anything, that's okay. I'm going to I'm going to pin my email to the top. You can email me. And then I'm also going to re-drop my phone number in the chat. Actually, I'm going to pin my email and phone number to the comments at the top. If you have any questions that you can't think of or you need any help, please use me as a resource. Take advantage of the resources that we're providing and the assistance that we are willing to provide you guys. We're here to make this process easier. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see you at Kentucky State University. I'm so glad we were able to be helpful. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, guys, so we're not getting pretty much questions. So if you have anything, definitely save this, reference it, come back to it, write down that contact information. We're gonna go ahead and end the live. If you have any questions at all, feel free to give us, any of us, a call that's on that screen, and then definitely give me an email or shoot me a call. I have my information pinned to the comment. Save and like this video, and we will definitely be hopefully in contact. So let us know if you need anything, and we're here to help in every way. You all have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us.